My name is Frederik, and 2 years ago I lived back home with my mom in Denmark with one agency client to my name, paying me a whopping $700 a month. I was working 70 hours a week, and honestly I didn't know where I was going and if my business would even turn out to be a success. And now, 2 years later, I'm recording this at my home here in Dubai. I have 13 full-time beautiful employees that I'm also very, very blessed and lucky to call my friends. My business has done more than $1 million in cash collected over the last 12 months, and right now every single month we're doing around 150k in cash in both my agency and my coaching business. So a pretty cool situation and a pretty cool journey. I know that you don't really care about my journey. I just wanted to tell my journey here in the beginning of the video, because the cooler the journey that I have, the more attention you'll pay to the words that come out of my mouth here for the next 10 minutes. So I know that the video shouldn't be about me. The video should be about you and what you can gain from watching this video. And in this video, I will teach you everything that I know about growth operating, scaling digital products. So if you are an agency owner, a coach or consultant, or looking to get into business and you have an interest for digital products, making other people happy through your service or your coaching and then making money from it, then you're ended up in the right place. I truly believe that the person you are directly correlates to how much money you make, and how much money you make is directly correlated to how much value that you bring into this world. So that is the first learning of today, and I'll give you the example of my own journey. In the beginning, I only offered short form content. It was what enabled me to get to my first $10,000 a month, because people paid me because they wanted to have a better personal brand, a cooler profile, and some content that could bring some traffic to their products. So they justified their investment in me by them believing that my content would actually be a positive return on investment. So what I did was that I took that content offer and I added a bunch of vehicles to it together with my partner Jeppe, and we basically just turned it into a full stack offer where we could actually control the outcome of more revenue happening, the gut feeling. We could actually control it, and we were the only two people that were basically just making sure that that goal of creating businesses more money would happen, because we added paid ads, emails, funnels, appointment setting, closing, content, and basically we just took care of the entire process from a stranger stumbling upon our client's product to when the money ticked in through Stripe. And that scaled pretty fast. It was a time 1.5 years ago where there wasn't many growth operators, the fancy term these days. We had like around 10-15 clients where we had a retainer and a performance share. So the retainer covered our time, and then the performance shares was where we made the money together with the client by helping them with their entire infrastructure basically. And that story really translates into how much value you bring is also how much money you'll make, because in the beginning I didn't make that much money because I only delivered content, but when I started delivering actual revenue to the table, I created more value, and thereby I got paid more money. We kept the agency at around 50k per month. We could have kept scaling, but I've always had a dream of getting into coaching, but I just needed something that I could actually coach people. Again, the value, right? There must be an exchange of people paying me for some things that I could do for them, which was to give them my value and the things that I could do. And now, 1.5 years later, I've coached more than 300 people because I took my agency knowledge and I turned it into a product that was a bit easier, quote unquote easier, like more scalable, because it is not done for you, it is done with you. It is a video course, one-on-one coaching, and a community, right? So there I can help more people, I can bring more value to this world, which directly correlates back to me making more money. And I genuinely believe that by me learning all of the skills from growth operating was the only thing that allowed me to build a skill set that people actually wanted to pay me for as an agency, but also as a coaching service. So that is the main takeaway from the first point here, is that you need to bring value to the table. And the only way that you bring value is that if you have a skill set, and a skill set is really just you understanding and actually having the skills to apply the things that you know into real life, but not just skills, valuable skills that people want to pay for. So now that you fully understand value and you fully understand my philosophy and growth operating, basically just the more responsibility that you can take inside of another business, the more money you can also charge, because the more pain you remove from the business owner. In this case, it's probably a coach or a person with a digital product or an online presence that loves what they're doing. So you come in and take care of all of the things that they don't want to work with and don't want to touch, which is 9 out of 10 times it's just client acquisition. So you take care of that, you solve the main pain point for them, you bring them more money, and you give them back their time. and then of course you make a lot of money. So now I want to talk about having a short-term return on investment activity, that's a long word, and a long-term one, either inside of your agency or coaching business, depending on what kind of person you are. So the very simple example that I'll be using is my content strategy, for example. And we see these short-term, long-term levers all around in my business, but the example that is the most easy one to understand is my content strategy. So first of all, I use paid ads to get more viewers onto my content, and not just for the views' sake, but to get more people that know about me and what I can do for them. And basically right now we're turning $1 into $2 on cash up front, and then we're turning $1 into around 3.7, 3.8 in lifetime value. So the people that pay in installments, basically that is the numbers, right? So that is the short-term driver. It's like today we spend $1 and tomorrow we get $2, 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, depending on the payment plan, we get back $3.8, right? But then we also have the entire organic side of things. What happens when we get a lot of traffic from ads is that a lot of people will follow and subscribe and see who I am. So I take the profit from the ads, the short-term activity, and then I put it into my organic content so that I make nice YouTube videos, a lot of reels, a lot of LinkedIn posts, basically just building my organic presence over here while the ads are taking care of my rent and the setup and basically everything that I spend my money on, right? I'm pretty conservative with the money, so it's not a lot. I hope you understand that you must have something in your business that like gives directly return on investment. For example, a client acquisition method. For example, it could be a LinkedIn automation, it could be an appointment setting team, it could be a virtual assistants, cold calling, whatever it can be, right? Something that is like very instant. They call, do you want to get on a meeting? No, cool. You send a LinkedIn message, do you want to get on a call? No, cool. Email, same thing, right? And then you have something over here. Maybe you're building like a free community, a free school for your group of people. Maybe you're building an inbound content strategy with like a bunch of leverage content on all platforms. Maybe you're building a social presence on Twitter, wherever your avatar or group of people hangs out, right? So it's so important that you always look at your business to have like a short-term lever that covers costs that are predictable and something that you can count on, and then you're building something in behind the scenes that will take care of you in 2 or 3 years, that is basically just like compounding itself exponentially, which is very asymmetrical, which is a task that you really want to have, but you can't have one without the other, right? You can't have this task over here if you don't have the short-term one, because you're stressing over here if you don't have something to pay the bills. And the other way around, if you suddenly stop the ads, if you suddenly stop the manual client acquisition, then you don't have a business, right? Because you didn't build something in the background. So they're very important. And I hope that you can use that for something inside of your business. All right, cool, Fred. We understand growth operating. We understand that it requires multiple skill sets. And the more value you bring to the table, the more money you can charge. And while you do both of these things, you also need a long-term return on investment activity and also a short-term one. So what the hell should you do from here? Well, the answer might surprise you and you might think that it's boring, but in my opinion, you should go out and master the fundamentals. Study why strangers pays money to someone that they've only met on the internet. Study funnels, study customer journeys, study trust, right? Like study these psychological first principles of just like human behavior. And I know it sounds fluffy, but in my opinion, it's never been easier to succeed. And it's not that I'm saying that it is easy to go out and succeed, it's definitely not, but it's never been more accessible, more available. You can literally use AI to create a landing page in seconds that you can sell. You can literally hire an editor from a third world country that delivers amazing result, perfect fluent English, and pay 10, 12, 15 bucks for a great edit, right? And you can also have a copywriter to write the content. And then meta ads and YouTube ads is now not about targeting and the right setup anymore. It's just about the copy and the creative. And all of these things that I just mentioned, right? When you boil them down, it's just, for example, the first one, which was AI and landing page, I almost forgot. It's copywriting, right? Building the landing page. The editor and the copywriter, it's just hiring a team. So finding the right people and putting the right people in place. And ads is just content and copy. So mastering copywriting. And then all of these things, what you really have to is that it's cool that you know the things and you can set them up easily, but the only way that you can make money from it is if you can sell it to someone. So really what it just comes down to is just you being really good at communication and copywriting, which is just normal human behavior, right? I speak to the camera and I write on my keyboard. So master skills exactly like that, and then understand how the market moves. Pay attention to the trends. Don't get shiny objects in there and bandwagon hop, but find one group of people that has one major problem and then find a service that can solve that problem. I saw that coaches had a big problem of not getting enough clients and making enough money. So I built a predictable way of getting coaches clients, and then I sold it to them. I made them more money and saved them time. Then I did it for so many coaches that I became so good at it that I could take that knowledge and then sell it to other people. So hey, you have a problem, you don't have a business, you want to make money. Lucky for you, I have a way that you can make money. You can learn actual real life skills, and then you can do the same things that I've done to now scale your business. Then I scaled my coaching business and realized that holy shit, I'm good at getting clients into my coaching business because I've scaled it to more than $1 million in less than 12 months. So now I teach coaches and agencies on how they can also transition their knowledge into a coaching offer and then make money. So you see, it's just this staircase, and everything that I did was just master the fundamentals, keep going, understand how money flows, understand value, and then just become really, really good at sales, communication, copywriting, and content. Because these are the only things that you'll ever need in life to succeed. So that is exactly what I want you to do. I hope that you learned something from this video. I hope that you took some inspiration from my journey. You can see that I'm very, very average. I hope that you learned something about the growth operating model and how it's basically just the foundation for the rest of your life, right? With the skills you learn here, you can turn that into so many beautiful things. Then I hope you learned something about a short-term activity and also versus a long-term one, and then basically just how value and money flows. And what I want you to focus on from here is really just the basic skills of how business and money flows. So understand sales, communication, copywriting, and content, and then you're very, very good. And then you're basically set for 2024 if you just take massive action, because delivering the service itself is not the main thing. It's doing the things every single day that is hard. A Google search can literally teach you how to hire an editor or whatever it can be, right? So thank you so much for watching this video. If you want to work with me or my team, check out the first link in the description. If not, then I just wish you an amazing day. See you in the next video.